For anyone interested in the Doncaster property market, this video is for you. So let's take a look at what's really happened in October, because there's always plenty of noise, but the data gives us a much clearer picture. Homes for sale and new properties coming to market. Right now, there are 1,525 properties available for sale in Doncaster, which is slightly down on the 1,628 we saw in October last year, but it's still well above where we were a few years ago. Now, what that tells us is that buyers have still got plenty of choice. The big wave of properties coming to market in recent years is beginning to ease off, and the market is finding more of a natural balance between supply and demand. In October, across Doncaster, 280 new properties came to market. Now, that is almost identical to October last year, and bang on the 6-year October average. So sellers are behaving in a very consistent way, which is bringing homes to market at a steady, predictable pace, even with wider economic uncertainty. Asking prices, what sellers are hoping for. So October's new properties came to market at an average asking price of just over $255,000, working out at about £220 per square foot. Now, compared with October last year, that is around 5% higher on the headline price. So asking prices are still edging up. They're not racing away, but they're showing steady growth. So sales agreed and what is actually selling. Now for the important bit, what is actually getting agreed. In October, 244 properties went sold subject to contract in Doncaster. That is up from 216 in October last year and up significantly from 157 in October 2023. It's well above the 6-year October average of 221 as well. So buyer activity is not just holding up, it is ahead of normal levels and confirms how we feel that the market is performing better from year to year since those interest hikes throughout 2023. The properties that did go under offer in October agreed at an average price of $234,000 or about £214 per square foot. Now, if we compare that with last year's agreed prices, we see that that's an 11% increase in the agreed sale price. So over the last 12 months, Doncaster has seen both more sales and higher values, which is a strong combination, of course. On the negatives, reductions, withdrawals and fall-throughs. In October, 220 properties reduced their asking price. Now that is higher than the same month last year and higher than the longer-term average. So what does that tell us? Sellers and agents are still testing the upper limits, then adjusting when the response is not there. So in a market with over 1,500 homes available, getting your initial pricing right is a big advantage to increase your chances of maximising your sale price and increasing your chances of getting through to completion. Withdrawals, where sellers decide to come off the market, were at 129 in October. Now that is down from 141 last year, which is a positive sign, but still a little higher than the longer term norm. So there's still some sellers who test the waters, either do not like the reality or life has other plans for them, and then they step back out of the market again. On the other hand, fall-throughs are moving in the right direction, so there were just 46 sales that fell through in October in Doncaster. That's slightly down on last year and it's better than the 6-year average. So when a sale is agreed, it is now more likely to actually reach completion than it was a few years ago. What this means for buyers, sellers and investors. So buyers, you are operating in a market with good choice, real negotiating power, but also with rising agreed prices and solid activity. So if a property is well presented and priced sensitively, you will not be the only one looking at it. So do your homework on comparable sales, be clear on your budget and be ready to move when the right home appears. For sellers, the October figures should give you confidence as values are up around 11% year on year on agreed sales and transactions are ahead of the longer term average. However, the increase in price changes show that overpricing still leads to slow interest and eventual reductions. The sweet spot is realistic pricing from day one, strong presentation and a clear strategy which leads to better offers and fewer headaches. Investors, Doncaster continues to offer great value compared with many other parts of Yorkshire and the wider UK. You've got steady price growth, strong sale volumes and improving completion rates, are all positive signs. Now, if you buy in the right area with the right numbers, the fundamentals are still very much on your side. So overall, October 2025 has been another month of healthy activity and steady growth in Doncaster. More sales than a typical October, higher agreed prices than last year, and a market that is functioning well for buyers and sellers who are realistic. If you would like a breakdown for your specific area or a data-backed view on your home, we're always happy to help. I'm Stephen from Red Roots Property, and that is your October 2025 Doncaster Market Update.